a couple of good messages today that I got last Sunday when I went to a friend's church. When I travel, if I'm in the area, I stop and visit my friend, and we go to his church, and I know his I know the pastor there. Not as well as he does, but we've done social things together, and he's a good guy. But his message was, how to be a man of integrity, or how to be a person of integrity. And the message that I got basically was, be a good example, set a good example, and that's kind of the tried and true, advice of the ages. Versus instead of doing what don't do as I do as I say doesn't work. You have to do as I do and set a good example. And it ties in with a little kind of radio break I heard on the radio. Then the DJ was talking about how somebody wrote in and said, "Hey, I'm a prison guard, but I'm also a Christian. How do I keep myself above the negativity, when you're surrounded by negativity in prison?" And the DJ said, "Well, focus on the small victories. He didn't say don't try to change the world, but he says, don't get caught up in trying to have a prison revival, so to speak. But he said, focus on the small victories, focus on showing love and compassion where you can with these people, the criminals, the inmates, who are probably more used to bad treatment now that they're incarcerated than experiencing love and compassion. Now, that shouldn't lead to a sign of weakness, in that you should be compassionate, but you should also do your job. Now, this is me speaking, not the DJ. You can be loving and compassionate, but you should also be firm and consistent as far as the rules are the rules. I'm not going to treat you any more harshly, but you still have to follow the rules, not give you any favors. And that goes with any walk of life, whether it be in business, home with your kids. I love my kids, and I do anything for them to be successful. But part of that, if you think about it, you're more loving if you help them without harming them, obviously, permanently harming them anyway, get through tough times, or not just doing hard things for them, but letting them experience a little struggle. And that kind of ties into the other message that I got that same Sunday. There's like a Sunday school afterwards for adults, and it was this guy talking about the story of the widow whose husband owed had a lot of debt, and went to I have to put it here, I can't remember, went to somebody, a wise man, and the wise man said, go ask your neighbors for empty jars. And she only had a little bit of olive oil. It was the only thing of real worth that she had. And he said, well, go ask your neighbors for empty jars and pour your olive oil into those empty jars, and keep pouring until you run out. And in the parable, she fills up lots and lots and lots of olive oil jars from her one jar of a little bit of olive oil. And it alludes to, when you need it, God will provide. And I believe that. By all accounts, I shouldn't be where I'm at today. if you took my life at face value and the behaviors that I've had in the past. But because and I can't even understand why. I don't know if God had a plan for me early on. There was something I did that curried favor, or if it was in the plans, for me to do something. And that's another talk I'll have later on. But, God provided me things way beyond what I was capable of doing by myself, by putting people and putting opportunities in my path, so I can take advantage of them and do good with them and prosper. Now, can I be doing more with what I have? Sure, everybody can. I'm human. I don't always help out when I should, or when the opportunity to help out is there. I don't give as much as I want to give, because I'm selfish. That's the honest truth. I'm a selfish person. I do a lot of things for selfish reasons, but I try to do, if not as many selfless things than selfish things. Anyway, but back to the message of the olive oil. Basically, when you're confronted with hardship, you have to take stock of what you do have, instead of getting locked into why you can't do something because you don't have something. You have to work with what you have to make things happen, to get you to where you need to go, and basically let God handle the rest. West Texas Prepper, he ends his videos by saying, do what you can with what you have where you are. And that's basically the message. In a survival situation, if you ever watch that show Survivor Man, the old one, the old series, original series, the first thing he does in a lot of his shows is he'll take stock of what he does have. He's got his multi-tool. Sometimes it's a wrecked vehicle, like a bicycle, or an airplane, or a snowmobile, or something. Take stock of what you do have and go from there, versus, boy, I really wish I had a hatchet. Oh, boy, I really wish I had, a blanket. Well, you don't. So all that time that you're spending, I guess, complaining or lamenting of what you don't have, you're not spending time doing what you can with what you do have. And I think for a lot of people, in my observation, me included, we get locked up into that, and some people get stuck in a nerd term called a do loop, an endless do loop, or go-to loop. I don't have this, so I can't do this, but I really need to do this, but I can't do this because I don't have this. Because I don't have this, I can't do this. So you're just kind of stuck in that cycle, and you don't get anywhere, and next thing you know, years have passed, a whole lifetime has passed, and what you wanted to achieve, you never achieved, because you're stuck in that one spot. Versus if you said, oh, well, I can't do this, but I can do this with what I have, and then from there I can get here and there and here and here and there, and then slowly work your way up to where you need to be, or where you want to be. So anyway, those were two good messages that I just wanted to pass along, and I hope you found it useful. So with that, I'll let you go. Have a great Sunday, and God bless. Take care.